Alright, so picture this. You and your best friends, the ones you've been through thick and thin with, finally decide, you know what? Let's stop messing around and actually team up to make things awesome. That's pretty much what's happening in West Africa with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. These three nations have officially joined forces to create something called the Alliance of Sahel States, or AES. It's a big deal, folks. A really big deal. Welcome to Adre Africa. Thanks for watching. They're essentially drawing a new map, not just geographically, but for their future, deciding they want to build it on their own terms. This isn't just another meeting with fancy snacks. It's a full-blown confederation formed in July 2024. Think of it like the Avengers assembling, but their mission is nation-building, focusing on sovereignty and, most importantly, putting their people first. It's a bold new chapter, and we're here for it. Now, what's the main goal of this supergroup? Is it just about having cooler flags or more motorcades? Nope, it's about something much more fundamental, something that affects everyone, health and well-being. Seriously, they are aiming for nothing short of a health revolution across the Sahel. The leaders of these nations understand a very simple truth. A strong country is built by healthy people. Happy families, kids growing up strong, communities thriving, that's the core of their shared dream. And they're not just sitting around wishing for it, they're making concrete plans, big, ambitious plans. This collective effort is all about tangibly improving daily life for millions. It's like they're shouting from the rooftops, our people deserve the best, and we're going to work together to make that a reality. It's a powerful commitment. You might be wondering, okay, Trevor, but why is this partnership so incredibly important? Well, think about it for a second. These countries individually are facing some pretty serious headwinds. We're talking about complex challenges like ongoing security threats in the region, economic pressures that would make anyone sweat, and the lingering effects of historical issues. Trying to tackle all of that solo, that's like trying to win a soccer match with only one player on the field. Incredibly tough. But by teaming up, they get to pool their resources, share their best ideas, and offer each other unwavering support. You know that old saying, many hands make light work? Well, in this case, many nations are joining hands to make monumental progress possible. This alliance isn't just about warm, fuzzy feelings of camaraderie. It's about delivering practical, life-altering solutions. The AES Confederation is designed to deepen all sorts of connections: political, economic, and crucially, security cooperation. They are actively working to counter external threats and the scourge of terrorism, which has unfortunately cast a long shadow over the region for too long. But at the heart of it all is a commitment to people-centered governance. They are determined to address those persistent development gaps, things like underdeveloped infrastructure and a serious lack of investment finance. By joining forces, they are taking a firm, proactive stance, ready to overcome these considerable obstacles and build a healthier, more stable, and more prosperous Sahel for everyone. So, how exactly are these nations turning this grand idea of a health revolution into something real, something you can actually see and feel? Let's take a closer look at what's happening on the ground, particularly in Burkina Faso. They've launched initiatives that are genuinely game-changing. For instance, as of this year, 2025, the country is aiming to provide over 19 million free health service disbursements specifically for women. Just let that number sink in. We're talking about essential services, free medical care during childbirth, regular pregnancy checkups, and even vital screenings for conditions like cervical cancer. This is absolutely life-changing for countless women and their families. Imagine the immense relief, no longer having to choose between urgent health care and putting food on the table. This is what prioritizing women's health truly looks like. And believe me, Burkina Faso isn't stopping there. They've also rolled out a comprehensive universal health insurance plan, which they call RAMU. Think of it as a robust safety net designed to catch everyone when it comes to healthcare needs. For a monthly contribution that's kept pretty reasonable, we're talking somewhere between roughly $6.60 and $25. Citizens can get access to a wide range of medical services. And here's the part that really shows their commitment. If someone genuinely cannot afford to pay the premium, they can still get access to these crucial services for free. This is all about inclusivity, ensuring that your bank balance doesn't dictate whether you get to see a doctor. It's a monumental stride towards making healthcare a fundamental human right, not just a privilege for the wealthy. The AES Alliance also deeply understands that good health isn't just about the absence of disease or the availability of hospitals and medicines. It's about a person's overall well-being, particularly for those who are most vulnerable in society. Take Mali, for example. They are providing incredible, targeted support to women who have been displaced from their homes due to conflict or environmental disasters like flooding. These women have often endured unimaginable hardships, so the programs are focused on helping them establish their own income-generating activities. Imagine them forming market gardening cooperatives, growing and selling produce. This isn't just a simple handout, it's a powerful hand-up, empowering them with economic independence, providing stability for their families, and crucially, restoring a sense of purpose and dignity. These specific projects, happening right now, beautifully illustrate how the AES partnership is making a tangible, positive difference in people's lives. It's not just high-level political talk, it's concrete action with real-world impact. When you provide free maternal health care, you are directly saving the lives of mothers and their newborn babies. When you make health insurance accessible and affordable for everyone, you prevent minor, treatable illnesses from escalating into major, life-threatening tragedies. And when you empower women economically, you are effectively uplifting entire families and strengthening the very fabric of communities. This dedicated focus on women and families is incredibly smart, because they are, in so many ways, the backbone of society. It's a strategy that combines compassion with common sense. You really can't have a serious conversation about improving public health without also talking about food, can you? It's one of the most basic human needs. If you're consistently hungry, or if the food you have access to isn't nutritious, it's incredibly difficult to stay healthy, to learn, or to be productive. The leaders within the Alliance of Sahel states understand this fundamental connection perfectly. That's precisely why achieving food security is right at the very top of their collective agenda. They are absolutely serious about making sure that every single person in their nations has reliable access to enough good food. This isn't merely about preventing hunger today. It's about building a solid foundation for a strong, vibrant, and energetic population for generations to come. It's that crucial. Let's circle back to Burkina Faso for a moment, because they are truly stepping up as a leader in this area too. In June of 2024, they officially launched a hugely ambitious program called the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture. This isn't some small pilot project, it's a massive nationwide undertaking. They are deploying heavy agricultural machinery to prepare and sow tens of thousands of hectares of land. And here's the kicker, they're doing it completely free of charge for local producers and farmers. Can you imagine the impact of that? On top of that, they are distributing hundreds of tractors, cultivators, thousands of water pumps, and literally tens of thousands of tons of essential supplies like fertilizers, high-quality seeds, and animal feed. It's like giving their farmers a supercharged toolkit for success. This intense drive towards achieving agricultural self-sufficiency is a central pillar of the entire AES strategy, and for very good reasons. Think about it. If a nation has to constantly rely on other countries for its food supply, it can find itself in a very vulnerable position, Global food prices can skyrocket unexpectedly. International supply chains can be disrupted by all sorts of events, from conflicts to climate issues. By focusing on growing more of their own food, these Sahelian nations gain a much greater degree of control over their own destiny. It means more stable food supplies for their people, and likely more predictable prices in local markets. It's a powerful statement of independence, and a practical step towards building long-term resilience against shocks. And the link between these agricultural efforts and public health is direct and undeniable. When local farmers receive the support they need and are empowered to produce more food, entire communities reap enormous benefits. Access to fresh, locally grown, nutritious food improves significantly across the board. This translates directly into healthier diets for families, stronger and better developed children, and a more robust and resilient population overall. It plays a crucial role in reducing rates of malnutrition and the many preventable diseases that are often linked to poor diet. So, These agricultural initiatives are, in essence, public health initiatives too. It's a beautiful, interconnected cycle. Support your farmers, bolster your food security, and you will inevitably boost the health and well-being of your entire community. So, we've looked at some of the impressive health initiatives and the critical support for farming. But the big question remains, how does being part of this alliance, this AES Confederation, actually help these nations achieve all these ambitious goals? Well, the answer, in a word, is teamwork. It's all about the incredible power of unity. These three countries, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, are individually facing some pretty significant complex challenges. We're talking about formidable issues like the persistent threat of terrorism, which not only causes immense human suffering, but also diverts precious resources that could be used for development. Then there's the ongoing struggle with underdeveloped infrastructure and severely limited financial resources. These are tough nuts to crack for any single nation. By joining forces under the AES banner, they can effectively pool their collective strengths and resources. They can share vital intelligence information and coordinate their security operations much more effectively to protect their borders and their people. A great example is the Jericho II joint military operation, which saw troops deployed to border regions to directly combat terrorist groups. Furthermore, as recently as April 2025, they announced plans to deploy a joint force of 5,000 troops specifically dedicated to countering terrorism. This kind of collective security approach is absolutely vital for creating the stable and peaceful environment that is so necessary for health programs and development projects to truly take root and succeed. You simply can't build clinics and cultivate farms effectively if there's constant insecurity and instability. This alliance is also a very clear and powerful statement about their determination to assert their sovereignty and achieve genuine independence. The member states are making it abundantly clear that they intend to chart their own course, to make decisions that are in the best interests of their own people. For instance, both Mali and Niger have publicly stated their positions on rejecting certain forms of foreign aid, particularly if that aid comes with conditions they deem unfavorable or if they feel they have the capacity to manage specific challenges themselves. They are laser-focused on implementing people-centered governance and are even exploring ambitious plans to build an economic and monetary union, potentially including a new shared currency based on their country's natural resources. This is all about taking back control. This is Adore Africa. Thanks for watching. Ultimately, this spirit of collaboration, embodied by the AES, is a profound source of hope for the entire Sahel region, and indeed, for the world. It powerfully demonstrates that even when faced with daunting, multifaceted challenges, unity and shared purpose can pave the way for a significantly better and brighter future. The Alliance of Sahel States is far more than just a political agreement scribbled on paper. It represents a deep and abiding commitment to improving the health, the well-being, and the overall prosperity of millions of people. By working together on critical areas like healthcare access, food security, and sustainable economic development, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are actively co-authoring a new, much more optimistic narrative for their region. It's an inspiring testament to what can be achieved.